What is up, SmackNPie here, and welcome back to another 5 Nights at Freddy's video here on the channel. So like I told you last week that we are going to do a sort of small review on 5 Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, so here it is. Alright, first of all I'd like to apologize, it took me a very long time to get everything out. I was late to playing this game, but after years of hype and excitement and so much anticipation going into 5 Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, one would wonder, now the dust has been settled, what's Security Breach good? Like, as a next big canon entry in the franchise and as the first ever free roam game from Steelwood Studios and from 5 Nights at Freddy's franchise, how was it compared to previous games? Well, I want to split this video into two halves. Let's talk about the good parts. I'm not going to spoil that much, don't worry about it. Maybe a little, but when I do, I'll let you guys know. Just in case if anyone hasn't, completely played the game or haven't seen all the endings or secrets and whatnot. So let's talk about the good stuff here. I want to stand up and applaud Steelwood Studios in going all in for this game. Like the fact that some of the things that they chose to do, those were very bold, considering the fact that, it is first ever big free roam 5 Nights at Freddy's game, and for a fact that because of that, a lot of new eyeballs are gonna be on this game. Because before this game, there was this, I'm not gonna say hate. Anyone who's not the biggest 5 Nights at Freddy's fan would tell you before this game that, hey, what are you doing playing click and point games? For years, it's the same thing over and over again, just different presentation, and you still say it's one of the best indie horror games out there. What are you talking about? So obviously, they're like, hold on a second, this is new, this is intriguing, this is exciting, let's check this one out. So obviously you're gonna have a lot of eyeballs to widen that reach. And number two, like it or not, it is a YouTube game after all. It's getting its own movie now, and it has surpassed a lot of things, but at the end of the day, at the core of it, it still originated from here on this platform. Shout out to Scott Cawthon. So with all that said and done, I want to congratulate Steelwood Studios on delivering such a big project under so much pressure. I would also say that at some stage, one can understand the choices that they made. Animatronics, their design, the whole Pizzaplex design, it's so bright, colorful, vibrant, it is speaking out, it is fitting for the theme that they're trying and the story that they're trying to tell to the audience that they're trying to, appeal to a wider audience. It all makes sense, it all perfectly makes sense. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to a core issue that I have with this game is there were a lot of compromises and sacrifices made to get to this point. One of the issues that I have with this game is dark themes. I've talked about it a little bit in the last video as well, but if you go one game prior to this, Help Wanted, it's a night and day difference. And if you go one game prior to that, Help Wanted, to Freddy Fazbear's Speed Series Simulator, I'm not talking about Ultimate Custom Night, I know we can say that, but even if you compare that with Ultimate Custom Night or Freddy Fazbear's Speed Series Simulator, it's again night and day difference. I'm not gonna come out here and be like, yo, why did they do this? Because I'm gonna tell you, I was one of the vocal ones to be like, hey, the game should get a free roam, open world treatment. It deserves it. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you. But at the same time, that because it was too ambitious, because it was one of the biggest FNAF games ever delivered, I think the core of this game got lost in the way. The core of what made FNAF special kinda got lost in the way. Now for me, I'm gonna say it out here, it's still one of the good games. It's one of the better games. It's actually one of the better games that dropped this year, considering all the games that we've had. And I'm gonna salute Steelwood Studios. I loved playing the game. I loved getting chased by, animatronics in a free roam, semi-open world. I loved the endoskeleton part. That whole section scared the crap out of me. And let's not even talk about the ending section where, it was classic 5 Nights at Freddy's, but a little open. It was tight corners, small room and whatnot. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the ending part, it was good. One of the endings, I should say. So on the surface, what we got, amazing, fantastic, great job, well done. Like, you guys have delivered such an amazing product on its own merits. It's a great game. It is a fantastic game. So many endings, great jump scares, a lot of creative stuff. There's a lot of work put into a lot of areas that, frankly speaking, a lot of other games, they don't even go to the lengths as Steelwood went. Even right now, you'll see videos of people showing what happens if you do this or what happens if you do that, and you'd be like, just by reading, you're like, hold on a second, you could have done that? I didn't know that. Like, just having a dialogue, if Gregory shoots Phaser Blast to Glamrock Freddy, just having dialogues specifically recorded for that shows the commitment, the passion from Steelwood Studios. So fantastic and all that. But my main takeaway is that considering, you know, I've been here from the first FNAF game, the gameplay of FNAF was great, you know, whatever, point and click game, but it was always the horror element and the way Scott Cawthon tackled, even Help Wanted from Steelwood Studios, the way they tackled and presented the story itself and how they packaged those games. I'm talking about the Scott Cawthon's FNAF and Help Wanted. That was for me the core of Five Nights at Freddy's. And I think in attempt to cater to a bigger audience, I think that's how you say it, cater to a bigger audience, in attempt to do that, in attempt to make sure, you know, everyone gets a piece of what they want, you know, you got some cutscenes in there for the old fans, some scenes in there, and some, you know, gameplay section for the newly transitioned FNAF fans, and for the ones that are not FNAF fans, but they are here to see basically what's up, trying to give something to everyone. Basically, that's Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach for you. And the way I see it is that creatively, a lot of things were put in there, but some of them didn't follow through. TLDR, ladies and gentlemen, for me personally, there are so many underrated things within this game, that I feel like are excellent. But on the surface, as I said before, the core of the game, the core of the franchise got lost in some way. Now let's talk a little bit about spoilers, and then we're gonna end this video, and then I'm just gonna leave it to you guys to tell me down in the comments below, what do you feel about the franchise and this game specifically? Let's talk about Vanessa and Vanny, alright? I've made a video. Alright, I made a video talking about the deleted, unused dialogues, and there is a night and day difference. It shows that Steelwoods themselves, they wanted to go in a specific direction, and even when you look at William Afton's return and that specific gameplay section and the cutscenes, it shows you they planned things like this, but they didn't follow through completely. You got some cutscenes, and then you got comic endings. It got me confused. I'm like, okay, what is it? I know Steelwood Studios doesn't wanna, you know, modify, ruin, or add anything to the already established complicated lore of Five Nights at Freddy's. Instead, they just added a new layer without, you know, touching the original Five Nights at Freddy's, because that's what new games after FNAF 1 did. Because it was Scott Cawthon, he would add new stuff without explaining previous stuff. Instead of giving us answers, we get more questions, right? Here, I feel like the whole point here was, hey, have this game, have this big pizzaplex with the characters that you love, and just go at it. You know, play stealth, use the weapons Phaser Blast or Camera Flash, and just go at it. You know, play it however you want. We do get like some explanation for Sun and Moon Drop, Balloon secret mini game, Balloon Boy. You also have Princess Quest, one of my favorite things from this game. Then you got Afton himself, who kept his tag of, I always come back, but I don't stay for too long, alright? I'm getting old, and I gotta peace out. That man came in, did some thingy to the television monitor to Glamrock Freddy, and then peaced out. It was a good nod to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, the best Five Nights at Freddy's game since first Five Nights at Freddy's from 2014. Everybody agrees, you agree, I agree, we all agree, Steel agrees. But in my opinion, like I said before the release of this game, is that Steel was trying to lay a new foundation of Freddy Fazbear, a new foundation of FNAF. From this point onwards, it's a little tough to say where this would go. I'm not gonna lie to you, I do miss point and click FNAF. Whilst everybody was going around saying, hey, we should get a free roam game, and I was like, hey, I'm totally on board with that. I do miss free point and click FNAF. But since now we're here, it's very tough to say where the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise is now going towards. We know DLC and some additional content will arrive one day soon in the future, and when we know Five Nights at Freddy's movie, that will happen. I have hopes, okay? At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that, ladies and gentlemen, am I a little disappointed? Yeah, maybe. But it's not because the game is bad, the story was bad, or anything like that. No, it's actually the opposite. It's just that what made this franchise intriguing, interesting for me, the horror, the way they touched those horror aspects. The way I see it, they wanted to do it, but they didn't follow through on a lot of points in this game. You will see a lot of lore started but never followed through. Vanessa, Vanny, William Afton, the underground area, the endoskeleton and all that stuff, Sundrop, Moon Drop or Sunny Drop, Princess Quest, and a lot of things, but none followed through, which I do wonder if this is something they're planning to continue for the next game or the game after that. Regardless, it is now Steelwool's universe of Five Nights at Freddy's. I will say if I was Steelwool, I would have gone for a little linear story, a little bit more tight, small package. Five Nights at Freddy's, something that is straight to the point, playing maybe as security guard, investigator, instead of going all in playing as a kid, maybe going back and forth, maybe even playing as Vanessa, her backstory to how she got into Pizzaplex and how she got the job, because we've already played as Help Wanted, as her in Help Wanted, maybe, but it's all of the things in the past. A groundwork has been laid, and there's nothing you or I can do anything to change that. We're gonna have to work with what we got. I love the characters, by the way. Music Man, Mini Music Man. Anyways, gentlemen, enough jibbling jabbling. I just wanted to make a video talking about my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I'm not gonna rate it out of 10. I kind of stopped giving rating out of 10 because that is kind of not unfair, because you can like the game and not like some parts of it, and you can hate the game and then like some parts of it, which for me, it's kind of hard to put it into ratings. So I'm gonna leave it to you guys. How do you feel about Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach? Do you like it? Do you think it sucked? Do you think it is disappointing? Or do you think it is the best FNAF game? What I can do is put it into the list. It's not the last in the list. That's all I can tell you. You can figure it out. You guys are smart. I'll leave you here. Subscribe. Follow me to your Instagram, SmackNPie, and I'll see you in the next one.